So, I don't know if anyone's noticed this, but the arms in Baldur and Code Castle have something interesting going on with them. Instead of using shapes to make them, you here use very thick lines, which could actually let them be moved around more easily. So I thought it could be interesting to make a character with all the limbs made just from lines. And a while back I figured something to make it work. If you don't know what I'm talking about, vector graphics can support lines which draw a line at your desired thickness from point A to point B. They also support curves, which makes them pretty useful. But vector graphics also support shapes, which are fillable colored areas defined by dots that can either be pointed or curved. Each one has its benefits, but for making 2D puppets for character animation, most rigs use a lot of shapes for limbs and really anything that moves, and lines only used for things like eyebrows, if at all. But I've discovered something. By having a line, setting it to the desired color and then duplicating it, I could have two lines on exactly the same place. Then I could use one, make it thicker, change it to black and move it one layer backwards. And now I have a pretty good outline that automatically moves with it, which is actually pretty useful. So using that, I made an entire rig using only lines, minus the head, based on the default scratch pattern, with lines instead of shapes for its limbs, which allows me to do this.
Ooh ee ooh ah ting tang walla walla bing bang. Ooh ee ooh ah ting tang walla walla bing bang.
Now, here's a small animation test I made using it. Now, for something more complex, I tried making a puppet of the main character of Ocean Fowl, a web series I found. This was also a challenge for me to find a way to make the hair shaped the same way using lines, but I did have to use shapes for the head. And I made a tiny animation for that. So, while this isn't very useful, as editing it was a pain, I actually did learn some things. I can't show anything here yet, but the Code Castle Noise has an amazing rig that uses a lot of different techniques to make it. It's the most complex rig I've created, but animating it is really fun. It has a lot of features, and a lot of the things I've learned here I also used for that rig. It uses a lot of mixing between lines and shapes in very interesting ways. So now I encourage you to try this. Try making your own characters with a mix of lines and shapes, and use the benefits of each to your advantage. I'd be happy to see what you create, so link it in the comments. See you next time!